Oh, 1, 2, 3.
That was awesome. Welcome to Behind the Music with Christina, and you're listening to Village Connection Radio. Tonight, you just got a little taste of City Alley. They are an original band here on Long Island. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us. Yes, thank you very much for having us.
Pleasure to meet you guys. So I will introduce. We have Matt Cusack.
Yes. Perfect.
And Joe.
Yes, hello.
Joe, what's your last name?
DiGilio.
DiGilio.
Yeah.
And Chris.
Chris and Signaris, pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure to meet you. That was a great job. Now, that song that you just performed for us, what was the title of that?
Oh, that song is going to be called No More.
No More?
Yeah.
Who wrote that song? Did you collaborate together?
So, Matt and I started a long time ago in a different band called Actual Driftaway at the time. We had made that song probably 6 or 7 years ago, about 7 years ago. Matt had written the verses to that song. We kind of collabed ideas on that, and we came to No More. I mean, that's more of his song, so he could step in and definitely discuss a little bit
I'm
about
always
that song.
curious, especially, for any song, but when I have somebody in the studio that's an original artist band, when you come up with a song and you collaborate together, what's the meaning behind the song and like a little bit of the story?
Well, as Joe said, and I appreciate the credit, but I actually got into a serious fight with one of my very good girlfriends at the time, and we exchanged some words, of course, but I felt that to emotionally get my point across, that I do what I do best and write a song, and where Joe comes in as a very important asset to the writing and composition of the song is that I had the verses, like he said, but I really didn't have a good chorus or what they call a hook in the music industry. And one thing that I can credit Joe is his wild vocals, his ability to, his range, his vocal range, and he and I actually got the song, got the point across to the song to my friend, which now we're still very good friends. But it's a little inside joke about some of the words that he says are pretty hurtful. But instead of getting in a fight, we thought it was better to sing it out.
And when I
I'm
stepped
sure
in,
many people can relate to that song.
Right.
In a relationship, you break up and it's no more for
That's it.
whatever reason.
and when I had stepped into that song, hearing the verses, it put me right into a situation that I was in with a lover as well, and added that verse, added the chorus in that song, really gave it what it needed. I
And
wanted a
what
little
was
harmony in
that?
it.
What was that chorus? What was that line?
Just I can't be with you no more. I mean, that's really sums it up pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
You break me down.
Yeah. Things come to an end.
Right. Well, I thought it was a great song.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really nice. And now, when you started playing the guitar, Matt, like how old were
Well,
you?
what's funny is actually, if you guys can see my shirt, I'm actually a drummer by trade. So I've been a drummer since I was able to beat pots and pans and piss my parents off when I was 6 and 7 years old. But the guitar came about around about the time when I met Joseph here. His parents sent him to my parents, which happened to be doctors, and that's my mom dragged me into the office like, "What, Ma? What's going on? Meet this kid. His name's Joe. Hey, how you doing?" Is what he said. Theatrical at age 13. And,
His parents were
Podiatrists?
podiatrists, right? I got flat feet, everyone. So
help him out.
Damn.
Help him out.
No army, no service for you.
no service for me. No.
But the guitar came to be only because I thought, I was like, oh, well, the drums are fun, but I hate lugging around all this crap and spending an hour ahead and an hour after. So I became a very lazy musician at a very young age. Picked up the guitar, I was like, well, I just need a plug and, all them are going to do everything. So that's basically where the guitar came out to be. And now what's funny is, on the side, I'm a professional music teacher. I teach drums and guitar and music composition. But
That's great. Where?
I do part-time work at 5 Times University. I do private lessons also. So anybody that needs a lesson, let me know. But this is just a privilege to be able to sing, whether it's vocally or on the guitar as an instrument. I think even going down the line from Chris to Joe, we all have positions in the band, and something that is very important to me is my position, just as Joe's position and Chris's position. Can't figure Chris over there; he's a little quiet. But.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Chris is
Don't worry, I make my rounds. I want everybody to know who exactly City Alley is and who the band members are.
All right, well, we should have Chris start since he's being a little quiet over there. Let's have
All
Chris talk about him and his
How's it
position
going,
with us.
Yeah, no, I came into the project late, but it was nice to come on in and just be in the foundation of the group. Just laying the backing tracks. When we go electric, I'm gonna get on that bass and we're gonna rock it out. But for right now, just a nice foundational acoustics.
Yeah, Chris really balances our crazinesses off, kind of keeps us well grounded, as we were just kind of all over.
You guys
the
can get a
place.
little hyper and he's
We get all,
back
yeah,
one.
we
We're extremely professional.
He'll go into left field, he'll go into right field.
Yeah, and Chris will just keep us, keep our feet on the ground always. Is very important for us,
Now, Chris, how did you meet Matt and Joe?
I guess me and Matt go back the farthest back. In middle school, I was in a band with my brother on guitar and me on bass, and Matt was covering the drums on that one.
Zav.
Yeah, Zav, Z-O-V. It was a good band. And we, so we had that time together. And then since then, parted ways. I went off to college, playing around in the city for a bit, just on the street, busking a couple of times, developing my craft that way. And then back in Long Island, got back together with Matt, and we took off from there. Just said, what project are we working on?
How many years are you together?
I guess that brings us to 10-ish.
Too many to count. It gotten so bad, Christina, that I actually rent a room at his house. So we live together as roommates.
Roommates as well, yeah.
So I know where to find him.
Yeah.
There's no escape.
There's no escape from us now.
I'm at every
No
day
escape.
practice.
So now, as far as like your music, when you're coming up with a song, and now you said that first song that you opened
Right.
up with, No More,
Right.
and you said that you did that X amount of years ago.
Mhm.
What, like, how often do you come up with current material?
It's pretty simple with us. Matt will usually generally come up with some type of progression, whether it be a verse, whether it be a hook as a chorus, whether it be, a guitar riff. He'll show me, I'll get very, very excited. I'll come up with a little verse, I'll come up with a little vocal, a little rendition of something on it. And that'll get him excited, and then he'll come up with the next part, and then we're constantly giving each other just more stuff to just grow on the track. And then eventually he'll kind of just record it down and then say, all right, Joe, let's write you some lyrics now. And then that'll be when I come in and I generally think about the things that bother me, the things that I fear, the things that, I can't change, all that regret and stuff.
Well, that's one thing that I love about
You like to write
musicians, is that musicians are communicators. They communicate through their music, through their lyrics, their writing, how you perform, and how you interact with the audience. So I really love that about musicians, and especially original artists. So I have a lot more questions for you guys, but I'd love to hear another song. And if you can give us the title of the song, and then afterwards we'll get into about what that song means.
Cool, great, we love that. Okay, this next song, this song is going to be called Life Goes On, and it's another original from the Boys of City Alley. Just take the pain away. Many victims have been washed away. I feel the fire rushing all over me, but I can't stand all this hell I feel. She stole my wings and she broke my heart. And life goes on here. Just take the pain away. 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 Just take the
Valley, and life goes on. Don't you know it? Life does go on, right?
Yes.
So, I kind of have a feeling of that was another little romantic
You know, that song to
written
me,
song. What does it mean to you?
that song to me, when we came across that, that was actually my first real reality check about when you get hurt by something, and no matter how tragic, no matter how bad it was something a little personal to me, no matter how bad that is, the world doesn't stop for you, it just carries on. The days just continue to come, the nights continue to come. So it's, that song specifically I really wrote for just the first idea that, you know, something that I was part of, that you just have to move on, you know, life just goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no matter what you can do, it just continues to go.
Right. Meanwhile, you're hurting inside.
Yeah.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. Very good. See, I love that. I love songs that are very relatable and that people can take it in many different ways. Like as you started speaking about the song, like for me, it made me think about the loss of my mom.
Mhm.
You know, and going through that. And you're right. Life just goes on, and it's just something that you feel inside, and
Right.
you know, for somebody else it could be, they could think of a relationship or many other things.
Right. I mean, that's really what we like too. I mean, like we write about our own stuff, but we also like the viewer always to kind of have their own take. You know, that's really
Right.
where the creative idea comes from. Where it doesn't just have to be what I'm thinking of, or what Matt's thinking of, or what Chris is thinking of. It's really something that's pain, and then let's make, you know, relatable. Like that's something that we like to do, is let them, you know, have their own, you know, thoughts on what the song might be about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's something that we like to do.
And the harmony, the way that you sing together is honestly, it's beautiful. Really nice.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in the vocals of this band, and specifically the harmonies of this band that Matt and I have been singing together for years. You know, as of the years, it's gotten a little tighter, but
I'm curious as to, well, I guess I'll ask each one of you, but for you, Matt,
Yeah.
when you think about the music that you've grown up listening to and different artists that you love listening and maybe that have inspired you, who comes to mind?
Well, that can be, you know, if we're strictly speaking harmony, definitely go all the way back to the 60s and 70s. We can, you know, talk about Simon and Garfunkel. We can talk about, you know, any progressive rock band in the 80s or 90s. But what really helped me, I guess, learn the ability and the context of what harmony really is I have to thank my parents and you know, the school I went to, Northwood High School, for dragging me into what they call the music theory program, one of the top in the country for public schools. And you know, what you do there is literally in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, you learn what a 18 to 24-year-old learning in graduate school at whether it's, you know, Juilliard, but you know, so basically I was...
And what is that? When you're saying that you're learning that, what exactly?
Music
that you're
theory,
learning?
composition, 4-part harmony. You know, even though I was never a singer, I became a singer. Like I said, I originally started banging pots and pans on a drum set, or graduated to a drum set. But primarily for me, I forced myself into the musical field because I'm something about my personal personality, I guess, besides behind the guitar, is that I always like to be, not right, but I always like to be very confident in what I do. So becoming a musician or a drummer, I had 4 or 5 different private teachers. I drive across the island. But for music theory and composition, there's not a guy or a girl you can go to that. It's something that I'm very lucky to be able to have the privilege of saying. I went to Northwood High School, and that music program really, polished me into what the musician and actually the person I am now.
So that's where you found your voice, was in high school? You started singing?
No choir for me in high school. They were always
Okay.
trying to recruit me. I was like, well,
no choir for him.
Did you do
and
any
no choir for
plays?
Joe.
No choir.
I did a lot of plays, but without sounding overly confident. I was required in the play to be the drummer, the guitarist, the jazz band. There's a gunshot in the play going off. I have to hit the rim shot. So I was so already involved in, say, school plays and extracurricular activities that being a choir singer and or a tour choir or even in a barbershop quartet, there was no time. My girlfriend was just saying, do I see you anymore? So basically, it was hard for me to put music as my job, even when I was 14 to 18 years of age. But I really had a passion and something, like I said earlier, I like to be confident and have as much experience and as much knowledge in whatever I'm speaking of. So if I'm gonna, sing to somebody, it better be something that I have knowledge of. Or if I'm gonna teach you guitar, I better have like the credentials. But speaking on that real quick, briefly, one thing that does almost baffle and not make me feel like I wasted my time, but Joseph over here has not one single lesson under his belt, and honestly, he does not need one, because something about him in terms of talent, we can compare Joe to your late Freddie Mercury's, your late Axl Rose's, anybody from Lane Staley.
Late.
This is the upcoming talent right here.
Later in their career,
City Alley Joe DiGilio. But one thing we do, or I do consciously notice, is me being the musician, the brains, whatever. He's got a 4-octave range, which is probably all you viewers, which we appreciate. I don't got a 4-octave range. Chris, sings in the shower, but.
Now, Chris, when did you start singing, and when did you discover your voice?
So,
Me?
Joe.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm Joe D.
Joe
I honestly always I thought I had talent with my voice. I'd say in the middle school years, we would be playing guitar at the time, trying to do that whole thing. Honestly, singing in the car. Once I got my car later in high school, honestly, I really started to progress in my singing. I sing over every single thing, no matter what it is on the radio, whether it's I like it or not. I sing over it to really develop my own style and to just really, build up my range. Constantly. People that drive with me, they don't like it. I'm constantly singing. So it's
the Joey D show.
Yeah, it's just I'm always when I drive, I'm always singing. So if you see that crazy guy driving by,
that's me too.
That's
the
me.
difference
That's
is that you can sing and I cannot.
everybody can sing.
Roll the
No,
window.
everybody.
Chris over here can sing.
Chris can sing. He's a little baritone over here.
But when did you start to sing though? What age?
Like middle school, like 6th grade. Once I met this guy, we
I
used
was
to
singing before that, because one thing I have to
Yeah,
think about,
you
you
know.
showing me Godsmack, you're showing me
I've always
Creed.
I've always had an emotional attachment to hard rock, with Metallica, with Godsmack, as I've gotten older with Alter Bridge, even Creed, even all that just general sound, that Lane Staley of Alice in Chains. I mean, I love all that stuff, so like I'm constantly listening to some version of hard rock. So constantly hearing that,
I'm curious though.
That's-
Say an idol that you admire. I'd love to hear a little something of you singing, of your version of them.
my version of them.
Not sure what it is.
Let me hear. I'm curious.
All right, we'll do it. I'll play.
Put you on the spot. I'm known for that.
Second cable.
coming up.
Ooh,
One thing
we
about
were
Joe-
prepared for this one. So we're gonna be on the spot.
Sorry, I didn't do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I recently, in my last couple of years, really got into Alice in Chains hard. I don't know. I guess I was a little, I would say, on the downer side of life in my own head. But honestly, Lane Staley, with his voice and the way he sang, really helped me through a dark period of my time. So this song is that we're gonna do is Nutshell by our dear voice of Alice in Chains. And rest in peace, Lane Staley. My guy's gone. So continue to rock on. We on the
Ron.
sky.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We added that little thing at the end.
Yeah,
that's
that actually goes back before we were City Alley.
Drift
Yeah,
Away, yeah.
we were Drift Away for the longest time. Matt and I together were Drift Away for a long time, for 4 years before we had to change. As we started to get serious and get a manager and get a little team behind us to get going on everything, came to copywriting that name to us, and somebody else uses it in Chicago, so we had to take a step back, whether we wanted to continue to really do that or kind of start over. So Matt and Chris and I kind of came to a conclusion of let's start a new name, let's start a new stuff, new chapter of our
Next
life.
day comes and it's gonna be City Alley.
Yeah, it was a quick one for me.
Yeah, but
I was very good with those
like,
things.
why City Alley?
I wanted to incorporate the city, any city, just the city, make people just constant. In the city, there's varieties of different people, different everything. You turn the corner, there's a different person. I mean, there's variety, and that's what I really like about it. It's just there's somebody new with different pants, different clothes, different haircuts, different styles, and I really wanted to incorporate that into our music of just, get everybody in there. And also I wanted to put something grungy in there too, so I wanted like the back alleyway, like grungy, like dark, like forbidden, who knows, So yeah, that's how that came to me, and I just.
See, I love that.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Been like that ever since, man.
Very cool. Very cool. And Chris, tell us about you, because we didn't get too much to learn about how you got started with music, and I'm also curious too if you have family members that are into music as well. Like, I'm always curious to know how people got started, whether it's just something that you stumbled upon, or through a friend, or an outlet, or through a family member.
Yeah, I mean, I think what happened for me, I got a recommendation on an album called Back in Black by AC/DC, of course. I remember being 10 years old and putting it on while I was about to do homework, and I don't think I've done homework the same since, but I heard those bells rock out, and I think I was like, oh, this is something I think I gotta explore. So I showed my brother, and then he got a guitar, I got a bass, and then we just started making music together. I think that we were around more or less the first of our generation of musicians in our family. And then from there we just expanded, going to the blues from Jimi Hendrix, going from the blues to the jazz to, New Orleans sound. I just went all over, but I always had that rock basis, and that's always been the start of my musical career, so it's nice to have it come full circle and then get back into the Nirvana, Pearl Jam sound, all these sounds of these days that Matt's been into and Joe has been rocking out, so I'm like, oh hey, I remember this sound, I know where this is coming from, and it's great to be tapping into that again.
Do you still jam out with your brother and collaborate?
Yeah, he's going to the digital music side of things, and we're trying to get some collaboration between actual instruments and some DJ equipment instruments. So, he's always in the music scene in New York City, and I'm
That's
just
awesome.
Tagging along, appreciating the styles and different rhythm changes within the electronic music scene right now. And I'm just saying, hey, how can I get my bass in there? I'm figuring it out right now, but I'll get there eventually too. So we're always in motion.
So you have a cool bond.
Yeah, still getting along.
Nice. I like that. And now you guys perform out here on Long Island. What are some venues that you play at?
Lately, we've played at the Space at Westbury. That was one of our last shows that we did. We recently had played at the Crooked Rail, which is a very, very funny story of how we even got here.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Len loves that one. So we thought we had a show at the Crooked Rail in East Northport. As we got there was a whole other band there. They were kind of setting up, which was cool. I got there a little earlier, at 9 o'clock. We were supposed to go on at 10, so we got there at 9. So I thought maybe that the act before us was just gonna go a little after, go a little later than 10. That didn't happen. So there was a lot of eye contact between me and Len. We kept I was thinking, am I gonna are we playing? Am I gonna wait here till 12? Are we gonna sleep here? So we. Len called me over and was like, are you supposed to be here? I don't have you on the performance unless you're just hanging out here. And we were like, no. I was told we were supposed to play here. But no, unfortunately we were not. We were supposed to be at the Golden Rail instead of the Crooked Rail. So you could see the... a miscommunication on
So
that.
you never met Lenny or Lisa or Mike before at the Cricket Grill?
I've never really met Lenny before that time. I think he had heard us play there another time that we had been there. So that's what really allowed him to talk to the other band and say, let's get these guys on. Like somehow, let's just get them on. So what we did, Matt kind of, and I just, he grabbed his guitar, I just went up there, I was like, all right, let's make the most of this.
Hi guys.
Yeah, so we were like, thank you to the other band letting us on here. We were
And they loved you.
Yeah.
Cave Mollies.
Ah, the Cave
Yeah.
Mollies.
Thanks
Okay.
to Cave Mollies for that. Thank you.
Very cool. See, you never know.
So yeah, we ended up
how
having a
life's
good
gonna
little,
take you,
good little
right?
show. People liked it, so it was good. Yeah. As long as we play, we're gonna do the show. So as long as we just keep playing.
Yeah, big
So
shout
let's
out
play
to
better.
Cable.
Good attitude.
Yeah.
Good attitude.
Yeah, we played a little while ago. We played on a TV show called Rick's Rising Stars at Amityville, like a place called Revolution. That was pretty fun. We had a fun time with that. We had a good crowd with that. That was pretty fun. What else did we play? Where else?
Local venues, like local restaurants. We played at Bar Louie in Comac, Topolo, and
Did you ever play in Manhattan?
as a group, as of now, no, but hopefully with
Yeah.
a lot of guidance and
I
help
don't
from
know, I
our
can kinda
manager,
see you guys
we want to
doing
be.
Yeah, we're getting. That's really what we're doing right
We're
here.
getting groomed almost.
Right, is getting ready for the city alley to be in the city. That's what
And
we're
how
doing
about
right
we
now.
have another gentleman in the room? You have your manager.
Yes,
Hey,
yes,
Darryl.
our dear Darryl Smith.
Darryl.
He is our
Hey,
manager.
Darryl.
How's everybody? How are you?
Welcome to Behind the Music with Christina. Everybody's listening to Village Connection Radio. Daryl, so tell us, how did you meet these three handsome gentlemen of City Alley?
Well, I met Joe. Joe and I hung out a few times at the gym over in East Northport. Joe one day showed me his video that he did called Reflections. And I was really impressed by it. And he and I talked a little bit further. You know, he never knew what I did or what I was into. You know, I come out of the world of media, PR. Have a PR firm in New York City where we work with a lot of high-end celebrities to different TV shows from like Making a Band to the list goes on and on. You know, Housewives of New York City, Joe Zara was one of our clients. We do a lot of stuff out in the Hamptons and in Los Angeles, and so you know, I was open up to Joe what what I do and what I'm about. It's just like he and I instantly had a connection, a strong connection. I really believe in his talent. So he started telling me about Drift Away, their band, and that, and so forth.
Well, it's not even just talent, it's also personality. They have a lot of personality.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
And that confidence that they were speaking of.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, but I love these guys. They're really fun guys to work with. And it's just the beginning. I mean, we just started like in January, so I mean, we have a long way to go.
And what's the name of your company?
The name of my company is called We Are Throne.
We Are Throne.
Yes.
Okay. And so you're in the middle of trying to book and get some things arranged for them?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have anything up and coming that you want to speak of, or?
I got a couple surprises, but I'd rather not expose it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't even know yet.
He's got great surprises.
Get a signed label?
Cat's not out of the box yet.
That's coming soon too. I mean, that's the objective also.
Mm-hmm.
But also they're going to be starting to perform in Manhattan a lot. So I know everybody loves them out here in Long Island, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm still here in Manhattan.
Well, for our listening and viewing audience out there, how about we jump into another song?
I say we do so.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do a fun. Let's
Why
make
don't you
everybody
give a
happy.
little
What song?
synopsis?
What's
of
the title of that?
Yeah, this song is called This Man.
What's it called?
This Man.
This Man.
It's written about us.
You.
Yeah, it's written about me.
Written about Joe, guys.
Everybody's got that switch, right?
It's all about Joe.
That switch.
Oh, light switch. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I
so
went too well.
The anger, the darkness.
Yeah,
The lights go off,
That's
actually.
right. Yeah, that switch goes off every once in a while, and I'm just not the same guy. So we decided to write a song about that specific, flip out and stuff. So yeah, this just helps me get through all that stuff. Is having some music and having that behind it, and having me grow as a person and continue to do this. But anyway.
Alright, so you listen to That Man by City Alley.
Yeah.
Got your old classic rock feel,
Yeah.
you know?
This man, he lost his mind. He doesn't know where to go. Trapped in the shadow, feels no mind. Nowhere, oh baby, nowhere to go. He fought the fight, he could not win. It's all a fight, no win is there. He could just wait and held her down. She couldn't fight, she was thrown around. She couldn't fight, she was thrown around. Thrown This man, he lost his mind. He doesn't know where to go. Trapped in the shadow of his own mind. Nowhere, oh baby, nowhere to go. I can't control what's in my mind. It burns the sound and it makes me lie. My heart's cold and my soul is hell. This emptiness I cannot feel. This emptiness I cannot feel. I know that I can't find a way back home tonight. I say your prayers and hold me tight, 'cause things are not alright. This man, he lost his mind. He doesn't know where to go. Trapped in the shadow of his own mind. Nowhere, oh baby, nowhere to go. Oh baby, nowhere to go. Yeah, baby, nowhere to go. Yeah.
Woohoo! That was The Man by City
Yeah,
Alley.
this man,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Man. I hope you guys are
Joey's
enjoying
that
it.
That's
The Man. So, let's see. What do you guys have up and coming, or where you will be performing next?
Joe.
I believe we have a show on the 9th, which is in a couple of days on Saturday, in Long Beach. And that's, what's the spot of that called?
It's the Cinema Arts Center.
Cinema Arts in Long Beach.
Right in Long Beach, in the middle of town. I think it starts at 12.
Yep.
12
That's
o'clock.
correct.
12
Yeah.
o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And the 16th.
16th, we'll be back at the Rail, which is
See
cool.
Len at the rail.
We'll see Lenny again.
Crooked Rail in East Northport. Shout out to them. Love that place.
Yes.
Are you performing, just you guys, or are you performing with another band?
I think we're going to be opening up for somebody, but
Yeah.
any playtime is great.
Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Of course,
Yeah.
No, we don't. We just like playing.
Everybody that's
Warm up
going
the
out to
ending.
see music, they don't care. They just want to, they want to hear some great music and be able to, get down, get funky, and get into
That's
it.
for sure. Especially funky. We do like
Christina's really funky over there. Towards the left.
It's a little weird from
I
time to
love
time.
that slap bass, I can't lie.
Now, as far as also, like with the music, like that song, the tempo, was more upbeat, and what else do you have that's like that?
Like that.
Uh-huh.
We have some songs. I mean, we think we have a general sound. I mean, songs like that. That one stands out a little bit. I think that one gives us our.
This guy was even joking. That's more of our like Joe's rock voice. That's like right out of the Robert Plant or your old classic rock sound. Your Aerosmith, your Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely has that.
And Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking
But,
language now.
We try to stay a little bit more eclectic. We obviously want a band identity. That's one thing Joe always reminds me. He's like, Matt, listen, that's great. You can play like the djembe and the blues and the jazz. Play that with Chris.
Now, how about do you guys mind doing like another cover?
No, we'll do a
And
cover.
of course, we're gonna get to some more of your originals.
Joe,
What we gonna play? Something a little different. Or
what would you like, Christina? Something very out of the ordinary, like old school, like a CCR or something, or like something like
Godsmack?
New age. We could do Running Blind. We could do Running Blind.
Maroon 5?
We could do Akon and Young Jeezy.
Freebird?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll play Running Blind by
And ours,
Godsmack.
you're
Nice.
Smith.
What do we?
Running Blind.
We need to.
Just a little closer.
Alright, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
I can't find the answers. I've been crawling out Joe.
Yeah. No, I didn't say
Oh,
anything.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I
okay.
didn't say anything. I said now
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
get back
Oh, yes,
to
yes.
City
Alright, let's do it.
City
City
Alley.
I'm actually
And
gonna,
before you like next song that you're
Very
gonna
true.
perform, let's hear a little bit of the story behind where you came up with that. Like, how many songs do you guys have?
originals?
Yeah.
We have Matt and I together, we have a lot of originals. We have even like hip hop rock songs too that we did for a long time.
No, we don't.
Matt and I, growing up, we used in like high school, so we'd make a lot of electronic rock music. It was kind of like the Linkin Park, but then we'd get carried away with certain things. But yeah, we actually have probably, I don't know, over 40 original songs.
We were
going
given the
ahead.
opportunity, which would be crazy, but okay. You need 12 songs by tomorrow. I have them.
Yeah.
I have 36. I have 48.
Just like that.
And you know what? If I didn't, my butt is gonna be up till 4 tomorrow and say, I got the song, guys.
And if you need 13 songs tomorrow, we can have them too. So, as that being said, yeah, we like the originals. We do covers too, obviously, but we really like to do our own music. I mean, that's I think what makes us different. It's just we just can make.
When you
just,
perform it out at a venue, do you take like requests?
Nah, we kind of do our own show. We kind of like
Do you,
keep them.
do you mix it up with the original?
Yes.
Right. We're definitely throwing covers. Obviously,
Okay.
we definitely do them.
One thing Len said about us is like, he's like, well, you play something that everybody knows, and then they stick around because then you play an original, and then you're back to a cover song.
Right.
So you keep the average mind attentive.
Right.
Yeah, you keep the, you know, he always like, oh man, that's great, you know, yada yada yada, that's great. But not everybody's like you, not everybody's like Joe, not everybody's even like Chris over there. So
Mhm.
you know, my dad, like he always says, yeah, I play the steering wheel. So my dad he plays a darn good
He's
steering
quite
wheel.
good at it.
Yeah. Don't catch him on a mad day.
Yeah.
Hit the steering wheel.
He got it off switch too.
All right, Jeff. Shout out to my dad, Jeff.
Yeah,
Zach
Jeff,
and Barbara.
he's a good guy.
I love you.
Your parents, are they musically inclined? Or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I was
You said the
actually.
steering wheel.
Quick story. I was adopted when I was 2 months old. You know, I was lucky enough to find a family here, and you know, New York, and I was very young, so I didn't have a say in it. But I believe, you know, humbly, everything happens for a reason, and you know, especially to my mom and dad, I love them very much. And although they wanted me to be a doctor, and they'll probably look at this interview and say, Matt, we wanted you to be what you wanted to be. No, you didn't. You took 5 years to get a drum set. It took 5 years to get a drum set, and then like, you know, I'm banging on it and stuff, and then my dad's like, we gotta get rid of this. We gotta get rid of this. And I'm like, Dad, I'm actually. And my mom's like, he's pretty good. That's great. We'll send him to a student teacher so he could bang over there. You know, whatever.
Well, you
Exactly.
know what? With being a parent comes unconditional love.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And
Absolutely.
you are extremely talented and
Thank you.
versatile in so many different ways. So
I have a lot
I
to-
don't know your parents, but I know I can speak for them and say that they are definitely
Definitely
proud of
gave me
you.
the opportunity, yes. My mom is probably looking, oh, great. She's going to be there in Long Beach, so she'll probably yell at me then and my dad. But, yeah, I mean, we're just, you know, we're having fun. We are very serious about what we do. And down the line from Chris to Joe, you know, Joe's our front man. So although I'm speaking a lot, Joe really drives and presents a lot to our group. Without Joe, it would just be Matt and Chris. There
How
would be
many?
no city.
Well, I know you and Chris live together, but how often do the three of you get together to just, practice?
We're pretty much 3 to 5 times, if not every day, just hanging out. You know,
Yeah.
Chris is like, oh, okay, we got practice. I have this cup of coffee. Joe's always like,
Let's go.
Make my coffee. All right.
Yeah. Joe doesn't need any coffee. Please don't give me any coffee.
We don't want to
Pre-workouts, no
He's
anything.
got his protein.
It's big
shakes.
enough, you know, but Joe really gives us that energy, like, and again, and I do say this in his respect, he doesn't need any altering substances, like, this is Joe, natural, I wouldn't love it
Natural
any
Joe.
other way. This guy just needs us as a
That sounds like a
background.
beverage or
This
something.
is a show right
Natural
here.
Joe.
It's the Joey D show
We're
right
changing
here.
the name to Natural Joe. What do you guys think? That's it,
Augmented.
right. Even better.
Cute.
Very. Okay, well, we'd like to play another original if you don't mind.
Yes, I would love that. Absolutely love
I'm
it.
actually going to let my partner in crime right here take the lead vocals on this track. It's a beautiful song and it's written by him. And
But it would be nothing without his.
yeah, of course, I like to add the harmony, that backupness.
You know that, and real quickly, like that's how I'll create a song. Like I'll create something very basic, and he'll add color to it, and I have no, shame in saying that. Joe offers something that I physically can't produce, and that's that's like action. That's like energy. Sometimes, like for example, like my parts are very, they're very pretty, they're very melodic, but when we put, as I've said many times before, the icing on the cake, which is Joe, the front man, we put him, in the front, there's nothing that, honestly, I feel that could stop us, because as long as Joe is in a
That's right.
good mood, not a this man mood, or no more mood, Joe is the drive, is the fire to our furnace. I'm just the guy that, gives him the road to
Yeah,
right
but
through.
Matt gives me,
So you guys fit
Direction.
right in.
Yeah.
Just speaking of furnace, and it's a little hot in here.
yeah, it is.
Just a little.
It's a little.
Because Joe's here, right? That's because you're here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all Christmas.
Yeah.
It's gotten very
Because
sexual the
you
last
guys
couple
brought in the
seconds.
heat. Mm-hmm.
And we mean business.
So the history why I wrote this song when I was at probably a very confused time in my life. It was
We're always confused though. It's a short period. And we get back into
more
the-
confused. Okay, I was like my head was spinning 360s, but so I ended up back exactly where I was mentally. But this song really does reflect what peace and no pun intended, serenity offers us all. And I think you're gonna. That's enough talking. You're gonna hear it.
What's the title?
Serenity. It
Serenity.
was written when I was in 12th grade, senior year, at 4:45 a.m. in the morning, and I was hungover, I think.
Hungover. I feel
Or something like
that. Hungover.
Or something like that, yeah.
Serenity. I like that.
All right.
Here you go.
I got Chris solid on the back of guitar. 1, 2, 3.
again, the harmony that you have all together, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Thank
I keep on saying beautiful, but I'm being honest, that really was great.
Thank you.
Excellent job.
Yeah.
Now, for
we
people that
appreciate
are listening and watching tonight, that want to check you guys out, they want to follow you, they want to become a Facebook fan, friend,
it. Of course.
how can they find you?
Please, everybody, cityalley.com. You can check all of our latest information, our latest shows, latest pictures from the show, latest just kind of chilling with the guys. Also, like us on Instagram. You can find us at City Alley. Twitter, City Alley.
And
Facebook, yeah, like us on everything if
and
you
your
guys
website?
enjoy it. I mean, that's
your website, cityalley.com.
cityalley.com, yes.
Very cool
Yeah.
website.
Thank you.
Very cool. And they can also check you guys out. I have you guys on villageconnectionradio.com on my page, Behind the Music with Christina. So they can follow you. We'll also have the link up of tonight's show. So anybody that missed the show, they can just go to my page, Behind the Music with Christina, villageconnectionradio.com, and check out tonight's show of City Alley. And so once again, let's just recap too, because we're going to be ending, and I can't believe it's almost an hour is up. I can't believe it.
Well, we appreciate you inviting us on your show.
Well,
Christina. Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate Len Pyros from the Crooked Rail letting me know about you guys,
Yeah, no,
because
thank
I've
you so
never
much,
heard
Len.
you perform, and that's what's so great is also Ed Chinbone. He
Eddie
also
boy.
at times
Hey,
will
word.
tell me about some
That's
people.
Dad.
I'll discover some people myself, whether
Well, I
it's
saw you guys at
Facebook
Freedom
or
Fair.
people getting in
Yeah, of course.
contact
No,
with
yeah,
me.
he saw us at a different
Well,
movie.
going out and supporting live music, that's what my show is about. So I just love meeting new people, hearing new talent, especially, like I said, original music like yourself. When are you guys performing that again? Can we just recap that for our listeners and viewers
Sure,
who want to
we're
go check you
playing,
guys
we're playing
out?
next. We have a show July 9th at the Cinema Arts in Long Beach. That'll be our next show.
12 p.m. 12 p.m.
12 p.m. Yeah, we'll be there for I think an hour or two. We'll be there.
Yes.
Right, we'll be there.
It's a big
for-
festival.
Yeah.
Come on down. You want some food? You're right in the middle of the heart of Long Beach. Trust me.
If you guys like to eat, listen to good tunes, come hang out with the boys of City Alley.
Nice.
Sounds good. Can't go wrong with that. So I would like to thank City Alley. We got Matt,
Thank you.
Joe, and Chris. Wonderful having you here
Pleasure.
tonight. Pleasure to meet you. Love listening to you. Great sound. So make sure to check them out. City Alley at villageconnectionradio.com. Behind the Music with Christina. Stay with us. See you next Tuesday night. Thanks for staying with me, and I hope everybody had a happy
Thank you.
Fourth.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.